success of Indo-Europeans may not be entirely down to sheer force of violence. Ancient pastoralists may have had healthier genomes than hunter-gatherers or agriculturalists. Pastoralists possess extremely healthy genomes, especially for cancers and immune-related periodontal and gastrointestinal diseases. Yamnaya Indo-Europeans were among the first people with the ability to digest raw milk in their adult lives. This would give them an edge over other people, since they benefit from the highly nutritious fats and proteins of milk. About a quarter of Yamnaya people tested had the genes for lactase persistence, which would make them lactose tolerant in adulthood. These genes became much more common over the Bronze Age through a process of selection which also resulted in lighter skin and hair. Even if only a quarter of Yamnaya men could drink raw milk, that would still bestow an advantage, and may have contributed to their tall, strong bodies. Yamnaya were the specific steppe culture which instigated the tradition of consuming dairy. Genetic analysis reveals that Yamnaya people were light-skinned, like Europeans, but were darker than the average Northern European is today. Yamnaya inherited the allele associated with blonde hair from their ancient North Eurasian ancestors. They also had genes for blue eyes inherited from Western hunter-gatherers. However, all of the Yamnaya skeletons tested are predicted to have brown or black hair, and most have brown eyes, suggesting that blue eyes and blonde hair were both rare among them. But over the course of the Bronze Age, Yamnaya descended peoples underwent selection pressure that favored lighter skin and higher rates of blonde hair and blue eyes, meaning that these dormant genes were more commonly expressed by the late Bronze Age, even though they had been present long before. This is why Europeans with lighter skin and blonde hair are likely to have more Yamnaya DNA than darker Europeans, even though the Yamnaya themselves were less fair. In conclusion, if a Yamnaya person was walking down, he would look like a well-built white man. People with the most Yamnaya DNA alive today have fairer skin than Yamnaya people. Besides our looks, the main thing modern people have taken from the Indo-European steppe herders is their language, which, like their looks, has also changed over time, evolving into languages like the one I'm speaking now, English. In conclusion, if a Yamnaya person was walking down the street today, he would look like a well-built white man.